Hi everyone, I'm Lauren. I have ADHD, and this is I Know What I'm Doing. This is the channel where I indulge my urge to start new hobbies with little to no prior knowledge and the faith that I'll figure it out as I go. I'm not always safe, please don't do as I do. Now that I'm sure I've got all the hardware I need, it's time to start sewing this together. I'm starting with one of the armrests, and I started trying to do this by hand and decided that it was nonsense, and I'm doing it on my machine instead. This is where I began to realize that I had made a mistake. That end that I had just sewed closed was supposed to have an opening for the arm structure, and so now I'm going to have to go back and open that up again and do it right. I'm using pins to mark where the opening actually is, and on the original it looks like the edge was just folded inside and then sewn that way, so that's all I'm going to do here. I'm going to do a quick lockdown on the edge that I had already sewn, which is just basically a forward, back, and then I can continue on my way. The next thing I need to do is lock down this circle in the middle for the cup rest. That is just going to be a stitch around the circle so that I can cut it out without worrying about it fraying. My machine has other ideas though, as sometimes happens. I'm going to have to double check that everything's set up right and try it again. As I mentioned in a previous video, the easiest way to cut out a circle from inside of something is from the inside out, which again is why I can't use these circle parts as the structural circles that are part of the pattern. But I do need to cut this out so I can get the cup rest in. And now to double check that the cup rest still fits properly, which takes a little bit of finagling, but that means it's a good snug fit. Now I could just sew this in as was originally done, but we're going a little bit fancier here, so I'm actually going to bind it in with this black satin ribbon. It has these nice finished edges on it, so it should be very easy. Just need to stitch it around the top and the underside, and then it should be good. Here I was just checking that I wasn't accidentally sewing through the netting on the cup holder, and then I noticed that the netting isn't actually firmly attached to the ring anymore because I undid all of those stitches. So then I'm going to try to sew the top of the ribbon, bottom of the ribbon, and the netting all in the same sequence of stitches, which is not the way to do it. It's 3 separate steps. And this is where I finally decided that I should be doing this as 3 separate steps, so I'm just going to continue around the upper edge of the ribbon and not worry about the netting or the bottom edge at this time. And that's going to bring us to the end of the video for this week. If you have any comments or suggestions for future hobbies, please let me know. Any useful suggestions for this hobby, I am also all ears in the comments. And I will see you next week when I continue on with whatever this is. Love you!